Oh, there you are. Hey, everybody. I know that I told you last week or maybe 10 days ago that I was going to go buy a boat and I would document it. And, well, I did all that, but it was a much bigger pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be. Uh, got the boat. It's a good boat. Had to take it to my parents' house in Arkansas where I'm going to strip it down. And then once I get everything off that's not needed, I'll, uh, I'll bring it back to Memphis. And then and I'll reveal this next week. This is probably going to be the most interesting build. I've never seen one built like this. Let's put it this way. I don't know if it's going to work. But we'll find out in a couple of weeks. But I wanted to document bringing the boat from Missouri to the lake house at Bull Shoals. It was mostly a trip through the Ozarks, and pulling a 24-foot boat, probably a total of 28 to 30 feet from the trailer hitch to the end of the motor through that terrain is scary. And there are a lot, when I'm telling you there's a lot of trucks on it. Whew. And I'm going to tell you, when I went to pick the boat up, when I went to go buy it, it was on the water. And I kind of saw the trailer and I just kind of glanced at it. But when I got back and they had it trailered and ready to go, I noticed it looked like two effing bicycle tires on the trailer. Now it was tandem axle, and it was a pretty sturdy trailer. And we put a bunch. My dad went with me, and we put a bunch of ratchet straps on it, and so we had it pretty secured. But Lord, and we followed each other. Sometimes he followed me. I drove the Jeep. He drove the truck and pulled the trailer. Sometimes he followed me. When it got really hilly, I got behind him and put my flashers on so people would know that hey, we're driving slow and we got a big boat here. And he only has a half-ton truck, and it could pull it, but it was having difficulty going up the hills in the turns. And like I said, there was a lot of commercial semis on it, and they weren't slowing down for anything, and they were blasting past us. And in the Jeep, I was getting blown back and forth. I could see the trailer getting blown back and forth with the boat. I was like, oh my God, we're not going to make it. But we made it. It was a harrowing trip, and we got it to the lake house, and then we had another problem. Should we take all the straps off and put it in the water and bring him back around to his boat dock, tie it off to the side? That way we'd have to put the top back up on the pontoon boat. We'd have to do all this stuff, and my stepmother bitched and moaned the entire time we were, she bitched when I got there Monday. She bitched when we left Tuesday morning. She bitched when we got back Tuesday night. She bitched that the boat was even there. She bitched so much I got up at 4 o'clock the next morning and came back home, and my dad wasn't far behind me. He had to go straight back to the lake, but he had some stuff to do in Memphis for my brother. But anyway, so he's like, we're getting up at 4 and going back to Memphis. I said, all right. And this was like 11 o'clock at night, and we had just driven 9 hours round trip. So we were both tired, and I had just made the trip to Missouri and back to Memphis in about 12 hours just Saturday. So I don't drive that much, especially on interstates. So it was a pain in the, well, I'll cuss later. I'll probably be cussing a lot while I'm doing the rebuild, while I'm doing the breakdown and also the build back up. And the demo is going to be fun. Taking all that stuff off there that I don't need and evaluating where this new structure is going to go. That's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be fun documenting that, because I've never done anything like this. I've helped Dad with some stuff around on his pontoon boat and his ski boat and his fishing boat and his duck blind. So I've helped, and I know how to undo a bolt and get metal off of the boat deck. But other than that, I'm not going to know what the hell I'm doing. So that's going to be fun, and you'll get to see all that. But sorry about that, son. But the really cool part is going to be when I reveal to y'all what I'm making the main cabin of the Shanty boat out of. Like I said, I've never seen anybody do this, and I don't know why they haven't thought of it. Probably because it's fucking stupid to do it this way. But you know, I've bring God up a lot, and I've gone back and forth on what I want to do with this and how I want to do it. And you know, and this will be a theme, especially when I get out on the water and start to attempt to do the Great Loop. This is going to be a theme, just especially in the quiet, because I didn't turn on the radio at all most of the way to Missouri. When I went to look at the boat and all the way back, I didn't listen to the radio hardly at all. It was July 4th, so I was listening to some historical stuff on the way out of Memphis. And when I lost the signal, I just left it off and just was in my own head, and you know, just thinking about stuff and why I'm doing this and why I decided to sell my house last year and how I pissed away all the money that I got out of the house, and how I'm taking the last $20,000 I have in my life and I'm throwing it into this with no idea what the hell I'm doing and just putting it in God's hands. Well, you know, I thought going back and forth on how I'm going to build the cabin and how long it was going to take. And I have to be out of here of my place October 1st. So I basically am going to have nowhere to live except a boat after that. So today, while I'm recording this video, it is July 12th. Was supposed to go do some demolishing, do all the demo work on the boat today. Something came up, and my dad has to watch my niece, and I am not going to that lake and start working on it without him being there, because I don't want to deal with things. Let's just put it that way. Sometimes we have to deal with things. Sorry, my wallet's coming apart. Time to buy a new one. I'm easily distracted. Sorry, but so I'm going to wait on Dad to be ready, and hopefully when we get up there this weekend, and my building materials are supposed to show up here Friday or Saturday, so we have to be back. We'll have to be back Friday or Saturday. So hopefully by Wednesday. Shit, I'm supposed to play golf Thursday. Well, I'll just have to skip that if that's when we go. See, the thing, you remember things when you don't even think about them. But we'll be going up there hopefully. Damn. Well, hopefully we can go tomorrow and get this done Tuesday and Wednesday. If I have to blow off the golf, this is more important. I'm not going to see those guys for probably a year or two when I start this journey, so they can do without me on the golf course one more week until I leave. But the next video will be about, and I'll show you the boat, and I will we'll do a before and after, and then we'll set up my little tripod here. It's also my selfie stick. I'll set that up, and I'm sure you'll hear, I'll try to edit most of the cussing out that I can, but I'm sure when my dad and I ever work on anything together, we're usually yelling at each other a lot, and I'm usually right about what I'm telling him to do. And an hour later, he goes, well, let's do it the way you want it to. And it's been that way anytime we work on something together. So that'll be a lot of fun, and you'll get some humor, or you'll get a laugh out of watching us interact. Probably the same story with every father and son that have worked on something together. I know women have their own dynamics with their sisters and their mothers, and that's a whole nother story that I won't get into because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about with that. But I'm gonna go back and get this video. I do minimal editing. I probably won't do any at all. I'm gonna upload it raw, and then let YouTube. They have a new AI that really helps out with thumbnails and with descriptions. So I'm gonna let them roll with that. I do have I'll put it in the pinned comment, I do have a free guide and a paid book. If you want to help me get started on this journey, the free guide is just a thank you. It's a little 7-day prayer ritual. Not really a ritual. It's some Bible verses and some introspection on what they mean, and a little prayer at the end. I've come to the conclusion that God doesn't listen to prayers as much as he listens to conversations. And if you unclutter your mind enough, at the end, God will tell you, like he told me this really stupid, crazy, which I think was crazy. Sorry, I hit my microphone. I do that all the time. Which I personally thought was crazy brilliant. And I looked for it for anybody building a boat this way. So that's going to be a few weeks away, but stay tuned. Keep watching the videos. And if you can, give me your support. Just take the free PDF. That gives me your email so I can keep in touch with you, and I'll only email you stuff when something important's out. And also, if you want to, it's a little $15 ebook, A Little Faith for Gen X Men, $15. It's worth it. It's a good read. Anyway, those will be in the pinned comment, and I will see y'all in the next couple days when I start demoing the boat. Peace out. Love you. See you later. Bye.